Hello friends, welcome to youtube.com slash Dr. Ved channel. I have presented many videos on this DRVET Dr. Ved channel. In this series, I have uploaded many videos on veterinary science and environmental series, that is especially veterinary medicine lectures. I am Dr. P.R. Patel, Professor Head. In this presentation, we will study addition disease. We have already seen part 1 and part 2. Here in addition disease hypoadrenocorticism, part 3, we will study diagnosis, differential diagnosis and treatment. Friends, addition disease is an important endocrine disease of dogs and cats. Friends, here we deal with diagnostic part of addition disease. For the diagnosis of addition disease, the basic thing is accurate history and clinical findings and physical examination. We have already seen in the other videos that clinical findings of addiction disease is vague. So it is difficult to provide diagnosis based on clinical findings only. It requires sophisticated other diagnostic procedures. Screening of laboratory tests, complete blood count, examination of blood, serum biochemistry and urine analysis. Examination of dog with electrocardiogram. Examination of dog with radiography. And certain sophisticated tests for the adrenal function test such as ACTH stimulation test and cortical tests. The combination of these, the basic history, clinical finding, blood examination, serum examination and this serological and other sophisticated tests provides the accurate diagnosis. Here I throw light on hemogram and serum biochemistry for the diagnosis of addition disease. There is a mild to severe normocytic normochromic anemia, and this is observed in 20 to 30% of the dogs. The RBC volume and size is normal. The hemoglobin content of the RBC is normal, but there is anemia. The another thing is absolute eosinophilia observed in 20% of the dogs. Absolute lymphocytosis in 10% of dogs. So this some of the changes, blood changes are observed. That is clear-cut stress syndrome. The characteristic serum biochemistry observed is hyponatremia, hyperkalemia, azotemia and metabolic acidosis. So this diagnosis is important from treatment point of view. The hyponatremia is because of the action of the mineralocorticoid, that it secretes the sodium, hyponatremia. and mineralocorticoid absence, it resolves the potassium. So that is hyperkalemia. Sometimes mild hypoglycemia is observed. Here we will see how this electrocardiogram provides a diagnosis. This electrocardiogram changes is due to hyperkalemia, increased potassium level of blood that result in electrocardiogram fluctuations. There is flattening or absence of P wave. There is widening of the QRS complex. There is an elevation or spiking of the T wave, prolongation of the PR interval, and ventricular fibrillation or asystole is observed, and this effect on the heart is due to hyperkalemia, increased potassium level of the blood. Further examination of the animal with radiography, there is a microcardia, decreased size of the heart. The heart becomes small. Microhepatica, liver also becomes small, and there is a decreased perfusion of blood into the lungs. These are the characteristic finding of this addition disease. Adrenal function test, especially ACTH stimulation test, is a definitive confirmatory test for the diagnosis of Addison disease. So this test must be performed. Another additional test is a resting cortisol test. But ACTH stimulation test is a definitive confirmatory test for the diagnosis of Addison disease. Differential diagnosis, that the diseases produce similar signs and symptoms as that of Addison disease. Primary gastrointestinal disease, especially weak-worm infection, because we have seen that in Addison disease there is diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal pain, nausea, anorexia. So primary gastrointestinal disease also produce similar type of the symptoms. Another disease is renal failure. You know that when there is absence of mineralocorticoid, there is over secretion of the sodium cause hyponatremia, and more resorption of the potassium, that is hyperkalemia. So similar thing is observed when there is renal failure. In renal failure there is anuria. In Addison disease also there is anuria because of the hyponatremia. Another disease required to be differentiated is acute pancreatitis. Another disease, toxic ingestion, because Addison disease, if it is very acute, that is called as Addison crisis. It shows the similar symptoms just like a toxin ingestion. So this also required to be differentiated. Friends, we are dealing with important part, that is treatment aspects of interest to the clinician. For the sake of conveniency, we have divided the treatment into three parts. Adrenal crisis It is also called as addition crisis, and that is acute adrenal insufficiency, which require emergency treatment. Second is the treatment of primary hypoadrenocorticism. The word primary means the hypoadrenocorticism is due to fault or the disease in adrenal cortex. Treatment of secondary hypoadrenocorticism, that is the defect or a disease in secondary organ, that is in the pituitary gland. So this treatment is divided into three parts: adrenal crisis, that is addition crisis, emergency treatment, treatment of primary, and treatment of secondary hypoadrenocorticism. Now we see detail of these three one by one. Treatment of adrenal crisis, or say addition crisis or acute adrenal insufficiency. This type of cases are acute medical emergency. This type of the cases require immediate fluid therapy initially. There is severe diarrhea, vomition, and effect of hormone, mineralocorticoid, and that results severe hypovolemia. So we have to correct hypovolemia. Clinician has to do the fast restoration of the blood volume, because this is a medical emergency, and the correction of electrolyte and acid base disorders. So here the electrolyte, you know that there is hyperkalemia, hyponatremia. In acid base disorder, there will be acidosis. So clinician has to correct this. So clinician has to give initially a rapid administration of 0.9% saline intravenous for first 1 to 2 hours to correct the hypovolemia. Continue with the fluid therapy, emergency treatment, correction of hypoglycemia. Some of the cases show hypoglycemia, decreased glucose level. So along with infusion of the saline, we have to infuse 2.5% or 5% or 10% dextrose intravenously according to the requirement. We have to continue this fluid therapy till the animal becomes normal, and this therapy should be according to the fluid and electrolyte losses. Friends, remember, this fluid therapy should always be instituted prior to the use of adrenal steroid replacement therapy, because it will change the other thing, and fluid therapy initially is a must to save the life of the animal. And immediately after fluid therapy, the animal gave a prompt response. Animal become alright. Friends, in the crisis emergency treatment, we have already seen fluid therapy in detail, saline with the dextrose. Another therapy is glucocorticoids for the correction of the shock We already know that there is hypovolemia. So correction of the shock by corticosteroid. The drugs are prednisolone sodium succinate or dexamethasone sodium phosphate. The third treatment is mineralocorticoid replacement therapy, because we know that the disease is mainly due to mineralocorticoid deficiency, and some of the cases are also due to glucocorticoid deficiency or both mineralocorticoid and glucocorticoid deficiency. So mineralocorticoid replacement therapy is, we have to give this mineralocorticoid, and the drug is desoxycorticosterone pivalate, called DOCP, intramuscular or subcutaneous, to help to normalize the electrolyte imbalance. It will bring the equilibrium and to correct the hypovolemia. The fourth type of therapy is insulin and glucose therapy. Consistent insulin and glucose administration, intravenous, intramuscular, to increase glucose and to decrease potassium level. Because this potassium level, when it is increased, it is danger for the heart and it causes crisis. Fifth treatment is correction of the acidosis. To correct the acidosis, give bicarbonate solution intravenous as per the requirement. For the treatment aspect, in addition crisis, we have seen treatment in these three. Initial fluid therapy we have already seen. Along with the treatment, there must be a regular monitoring of the patient. Urine output, whether there is urine output is subnormal or anuria. Serum electrolytes regarding the potassium, sodium and chloride. Bicarbonate level to check the acidosis level. Blood pressure to check the hypovolemia. Electrocardiogram due to effect of this potassium on the heart to evaluate the response of the treatment, and as a guideline, changes to the treatment which is required when the treatment is ongoing. So regular monitoring is also very much important to check the response to the treatment, and it also gives the guideline for the treatment. Then we have to continuously follow up treatment. The same thing, fluid therapy, glucose therapy, bicarbonate, glucocorticoid and mineralocorticoid administration according to the requirement. So treatment consists of these things: fluid, glucose, bicarbonate, glucocorticoid and mineralocorticoid combination. In the initial part of the treatment, we have seen that we have to treat three types of the patient. One is the treatment of addition crisis or adrenal crisis, which is a medical emergency that we have already seen in the previous presentation in detail. The second group of the patients require long-term treatment of primary hypoadrenocorticism. The primary means defect is in the adrenal cortex, that require maintenance therapy and long-term glucocorticoid and mineralocorticoid therapy. The third group of the patient is diagnosed or suffering from secondary hypoadrenocorticism. The word secondary means the cause is in the pituitary, and such cases require treatment with only glucocorticoid. So friends, we have three types of patient: acute adrenal crisis, primary hypoadrenocorticism, and secondary hypoadrenocorticism patient. Many a time the owner inquire about the prognosis. So such cases, addiction disease cases, require a lifelong treatment, and there is improvement also, no problem. We know that this addiction disease is due to deficiency of glucocorticoid and or mineralocorticoid, either both or any one. So long time treatment is required with adequate replacement therapy, replacement of glucocorticoid and mineralocorticoid hormone. Friends, I have prepared this video with great effort and oversimplified presentation. So requested to share this information to veterinarians and veterinary students. Subscribe the channel, press the notification button so that you can get notification. Press like button. Thank you very much for observing these videos.